In one of my last videos, I was talking about how to dissolve and release stuck patterns of energy, and that was through observing it, bringing conscious awareness onto the parts of ourselves that we usually ignore. And that's a really powerful way to do it, but today I want to share another way that I've found that can be equally as effective and powerful. So in a previous video, I talked about the future self and asking yourself, what would the future self do? And when you clarify who you want to be, who you're moving towards, who you want to embody in the future, when you're clear on that, you can begin to step into that character now. Any moment you can ask yourself, well, how would future Dave feel? How would future Julia feel? How would they like to feel? How would they choose to feel? And what's amazing about the human body and the human mind is that we can imagine things. We can imagine situations that actually put us into the experience of that situation. So one of the quickest ways to dissolve your past patterns is to actually imagine yourself in a scenario or in a future scene where you already feel the way you want to feel. So I often use the example of social anxiety. You're feeling like you get anxious in social situations. And when you imagine that scene, you're going to probably trigger the reaction, the emotion of anxiety. So by imagining yourself in the scene that you want to be in, how you'd like to feel in that scene is very, very powerful. If you can imagine yourself in that scenario and you can actually invoke the feelings of how you'd feel were you in that actual experience, you will notice that your body shifts instantaneously. Tension that you might be holding on to just lets go. You stand up a little taller, you feel different simply by imagining yourself as the future version of yourself. So this is one of my favorite ways of stepping into the future me, because who we are is not set in stone. We often believe that, well, if you're more advanced, you know that you are adaptable, that your personality is flexible. You can become any version of yourself that you can imagine. People who are new to this type of thing don't believe that they can change. So I don't know what camp you're in. If you're watching this, maybe you are in the first camp who believes that change is possible. If that is you, then this is one of the most powerful techniques that I have ever come across in reshaping and transforming our energy now, to stop living from the past self that is conditioned to an old story that may be not helping us, and instead start operating from the future self, from the story that we want to write, right? Be the author of your life. Choose how you want the story to go and start living as if you're already that person. So that's it. That's what I wanted to share. If you want to go deeper into this, you want to learn how to craft your future self, the story of your future self, on a timeline that goes into the future, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, and beyond, and learn how to start operating from that future self, well, then feel free to get in touch with me and we can go into that. We can talk about how to do that if you want the help. You may not even need the help. You can do that right now. So I encourage you to try that. I encourage you to imagine who you want to be. Think of a situation in your life that's challenging you and imagine how you'd like to be instead, how you'd like to show up instead in that situation. and see if you can imagine yourself showing up the way that you desire to, and tap into the feeling of that, and let me know in the comments how that worked for you. How did you feel? Did you feel empowered? Did you feel like, wow, I can feel that way? So let me know. I'd really love to know if you actually try this. Let me know how that goes. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.